waiting all week for this, and I've been trying not to ask all my questions so that I'm authentic, Alan.
Yes, authentic.
Iceland.
Yes, and no ties optional, I guess. Here.
Yeah, no, we're
like that.
we're cash.
How cash you are.
Yes, it's very relaxing. I don't have to script anything. I can just say what I want to say.
Yeah.
And tell you, it was a great trip.
So 10 days you were gone.
No, it was less than a week. This is the shortest trip,
Oh,
holiday
really?
vacation trip I ever been on. Maybe because there's not a whole lot to do in Iceland because it's an island about the
Yeah.
size of Kentucky. But like Australia, the population is on the edges, and in the middle is rocks and volcanoes and such. So
How long does it take to get there?
it was a 7-hour flight from Denver on the way back. I can't remember. It was probably 7 back to Minneapolis as well.
And
when we
the
came back.
time difference.
It was 6 hours difference when we took off, but it was during daylight saving time that we took off. So then it changed to 5 hours ahead of us.
So you were all messed up.
Yes, I was. And you know, the fact that we took off from here and then we left here on Friday afternoon or whatever, or no, Friday morning. And we got there and it was, or no, Saturday morning. I'm all confused.
Oh, well, anyway.
We left Saturday morning. We got there Sunday morning and we didn't, couldn't sleep or anything because the due day started. Couldn't get to the hotel, so we were like up for 2 days.
Are these pictures
These
that
are
you
coastal
took?
pictures that I took
Those
on my
are
phone. These are on the coast there with some things. We had an earlier view from a vantage point where you could see Reykjavik and the colorful houses and
Prettier
such.
than I thought it was.
Oh yeah,
gorgeous.
there's some great stuff. Waterfalls and all sorts of things. So those were exciting to see. Now the weather was kind of similar to what is in North Dakota. So we just all came with our regular winter coats, but for the most part, we never zipped them up. There's one.
So it wasn't like 50 below.
No, just like here.
Look at
Icelandic
those.
horses. They don't breed them with any kind, and they stayed alone for centuries. So they're very short horses, but pretty strong, and
Beautiful.
Do they ride
they're
them?
really nice. Yes, they had somebody who rode around on the track with a mug of beer just to show how steady the gate was, so they never spilled any beer.
I'll
any
do
beer
that job.
onto them.
I'll
So that was
volunteer
kind of
for
a
that job.
oh, it's got my wife's picture, my wife's signature on there, and we saw some on the inside.
pretty.
We also saw some Icelandic sheep. I went to a sheep thing where we saw this guy shear sheep. I think that may be coming up here, but.
Oh, there it
Yes,
is.
there's a 4-horned sheep. All these
What
sheep have
in the
horns,
world? Really?
but that one had 4, and hundreds of sheep. And again, they don't mix them with any other nationality of sheep, so they've stayed that way for centuries. We saw them shear sheep, and we ate some interesting things. This is the concert hall in downtown Reykjavik. Very unusual design with all those glass windows. I
It
think
looks
I've got a
like
close-up
ice
here.
cubes.
I never really thought about it that way, but ice cubes in Iceland, that makes more sense. And so you get a closer look, and that's the way it looks on the outside. You go on the inside and look up, the same kind of thing. Very disorienting, but
I
Are
bet.
some of the windows different colors, or is that an optical?
no, I think that's optical for that for sort of thing. So that's really interesting. Now this was an indoor greenhouse where they grew nothing but tomatoes.
Okay.
And I guess they supply 40% of the country from that very spot. And they
Really?
have specialized bees that pollinate and everything. And you can sit down and eat tomato soup,
Okay.
with a basil plant next to you. You take a scissors and cut off the basil leaves and put them right in your soup.
How much you want?
Oh, that was awesome.
Was it really delicious?
It
Best
was.
soup ever?
How many people live there?
In
In
Iceland?
Yeah.
It's about 380,000, so like half the population of North Dakota,
Okay.
Wow.
which was amazing. So yeah, all of these things, and they grow them year round, and in this very warm spot. So it was very exciting to try. This is the house where Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev held their peace talks in 1986. So it looks like just a normal place, but that's where the big peace talks
history.
took place way back when. So that's the historic site right on the edge of the water, basically. And this is a Catholic church in Reykjavik. Very unusual because it's so tall right in the middle there, but then the backside is not quite as tall. But that's really a thing where you really have to look up and capture the whole thing in your picture, because that's pretty tall.
I have to ask. Okay, here we go. That
Northern
was my
Lights.
question. Did you see
We
the Northern
tried
Lights?
every night. Every night it was cloudy. But one time my wife and I went out and we stayed, and then we saw them and screamed, so only about 4 or 5 people were there. But this was our last night in Reykjavik, and most of the folks were out there watching this. And this was really, really nice.
Have
to
you
see
seen
that.
them in North Dakota?
Oh yeah, I've
So-
seen them with many other colors.
Are they?
but not these.
Yeah, that's cool to say. You
This
saw
is,
them.
I think, called the Golden Falls, and you see a little rainbow there as well. Just
Wow.
winter waterfalls. So that was a little cold there because it was kind of
I
windy.
suppose.
But there's a lot of
Oh,
What is
Blue
this?
Lagoon. This is a
Okay.
mineral spa
Oh.
where everybody goes. Feels like a hot tub. You can go to one spot and get some of that mud that you put on your face, and bask and all that. Another place where you wander off and there's a bar in the water. Now I don't drink, but we did find some raspberry slushes.
did you
So
get
we
mud
had
on
those.
your face?
Oh yeah, we did that. But my wife didn't like that picture, so she wouldn't let me show it on TV.
I
So,
get it. I wouldn't either.
so I found that a little embarrassing. But yeah, they were all there, and we stayed there for a couple of hours. This is our whole group.
So fun.
44 of us, about 31 of them from North Dakota.
Okay.
And
we
I got
snuck
a
'em over there.
picture. I had a spy on your trip. I know like 5 of your people on your
Yes.
trip. So
They kept on talking, oh, we went with Jody. We went with Jody on our trip. So
I know I told them they were probably going to have more fun. Okay, Alan brought treats too, and I've been waiting to try
Good.
these. I'll share.
All right.
We'll be right back.
this is a chocolate bar, and it's chewy, and it has a hint of licorice in it.
All right.
Okay.
Now, if nobody told me that, I wouldn't have tasted it, but it's really nice. Look at that.
All right.
Chewy
We'll
there.
eat these and we'll be right back.